Well, Lisa, you made an interesting point when you said that often you don't recognize the triggers, so you don't even realize that you're getting as stressed as you are, to
Yep.
the point where then you need your husband to be like, okay, you're stressed,
Yeah.
and you just don't recognize it. And I think that that's so easy to have happen because again, we're stuck in that fight or flight, we're stuck in that loop, you know?
Yep.
And I think that's where meditation is so
Mm.
helpful because, it forces you to really look inward, like be present, and like tune
Yep.
into your body, tune into, how your muscles are feeling, like what's tense, what's, are
Mhm.
you, is your heart racing, like all of those things, right?
Yeah.
And like really be quiet and in the moment and like just kind of stop, and it's like easier said than done, but that's why I think, it's always called the practice of meditation because you have to kind of
Yep.
keep at it,
Yep.
and keep, growing those skills because it's like for us to just stop doing anything is
Right.
hard. And I never could I never could listen to meditations because my brain just literally would not shut off. It would not slow
Hmm.
down enough for me to pay attention. Um, so like the spoken word meditations, I've gotten better with those, but there was a time I was just like, nope, can't do it, won't do it. And then during COVID, I was just feeling the weight of everything, and just the uncertainty and just like all of that, like all the stress that like everybody had, um, and I said, yeah, I have to do something to manage this, or I'm going to lose my mind. So I started looking for meditations on YouTube that I could listen to, that I could get through, that I could pay attention to, and I really gravitated toward sound baths, um, whether sort of like, you know, music with like tones kind of weaved in, or like sound baths with the metal or the crystal singing bowls. And I think I gravitated toward that too because I'm a musician. I've always been a
Hmm.
musician.
Yeah.
Um, and I love anything with harmony. The band that I'm in, like we do 3-part harmony, like that's our thing. I've always been able to hear harmony, sing harmony. I just really gravitate toward that. And so with the bowls, when you listen to somebody doing the sound baths with the bowls, it's just these beautiful, like intertwining layers of harmony. And I just completely immediately just clicked with it, and
Mm.
so I started listening before bed to ones that would do sort of like each like go up like your chakras, which we won't this is like a whole other episode, so we won't get into that now.
Mm.
But basically, if anyone who knows about like your chakras in your body, your 7 chakras, it's essentially like the notes of the scale, so playing one bowl and it's the note A or whatever, and you just this beautiful tune, and it kind of just like aligns your whole body, and I found that I was sleeping better. I was waking up in a better mood, just feeling physically better. um yeah, it was a real noticeable change. And then I just started exploring other meditations, and now I actually own bowls, so I play them myself, and it's a whole other experience when you're actually physically in the same space as those instruments, because um, that you're getting the frequency, you're getting the vibration. It's actually your body's feeling it in addition to hearing it, um, and like hearing the notes, hearing the frequencies. Basically, it's just like retraining your brain. It slows your brain waves to a more of a meditative state. So if you struggle with like overthinking or catastrophizing, any of that, and you just can't break that loop, there are certain frequencies that will like immediately just kind of um, alter your brain waves into
Mm.
a more relaxed state. I don't know. I just find it really fascinating, and it makes sense to me because
Yep.
there's been all these experiments. In fact, there was a scientist, his name was Dr. Emoto, and he did all these experiments with sound and water and was able to show, um, in fact, there's cool videos online. It's called cymatics. It's all about like basically the response of like water to certain frequencies, and they actually like will form, if you say strike a tuning fork or something, put it, or if you play a bowl next to a singing bowl next to a bowl of water, it'll start to like form patterns in the water. It's again, could dive into that separately, but when you think, it's been proven that sound and frequency and vibration affects water, and then you think that the human body is mostly water, then it makes sense that it would affect our tissues and our systems and cause some sort of a response.
Yeah.
So
it was the way you just said frequency and vibration. I've been thinking about that a lot with how we connect to other humans and the kind of energy that you put out into the world. I feel like as you were listening, I was thinking of different people that surround me all day and how sometimes their energy is just too much. And like, I will occasionally match somebody's energy and we're both at a heightened state, and that's not good for anyone. So I've been trying really intentionally lately that if someone else is heightened, that I'm trying to like calm myself down and just take a deep breath before I speak, that I want to enter with a different energy. And I think the way you said that was beautiful, with the majority of our body is water, right? And sound and energy, they all pass through us. We can't see it, but we can feel it. So if we can respond with that that's kind of what we're doing as friends, is we're sharing our energies and our vibrations together. And even literally, this is one of my stress release. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Like on the phone calls, like it's, even if nobody else listens to another episode, it doesn't matter.
We're still good for us.